Much anticipated third-party review of the Decatur Police Department is out, and it's shedding light on crucial flaws in the department. It's where we start. I'm Kenesha Dees. Fox 54 has spent the day digging into the report, and here's what we found. The report reveals several communication failures that have negatively impacted the community and the department, some of which stem from Chief Todd Pinion's reluctance to speak publicly. The software that manages workflow and incident documents is not being utilized properly, causing files to be lost and, in some cases, investigations not being conducted properly. There were times when officers improperly used the justification of, quote, giving a lawful order as the reason for an obstruction charge, while the lawful order itself is questionable. And while there were times when officers have treated citizens with compassion and empathy, there are also instances in which they've treated members of the community with little empathy, using an inflammatory tone. The department's Citizen Advisory Board, which is meant to improve communication and trust between the community and police, believe Chief Todd Pinion has used the board effectively. However, the board is appointed in a way that may, quote, have the unintended effect of having most, if not all, members with similar points of view. Green Research and Technology made key points and recommendations. It's the Huntsville-based consulting company who conducted the third-party review. Our Gabe Glassman spoke to Decatur city officials and the community about the review's findings.
Everyone, including Decatur officials, taking their time to go over this third-party review of the Decatur Police Department, but Police Chief Todd Pinion acknowledges mistakes have been made.
Mistakes have been made, and we will make mistakes in the future.
Chief Pinion also says they're human and not perfect. One area he touched on was how much the city has changed in the last few years in terms of crime levels. During the press conference, he highlights there were only just under 120 reported burglaries last year, compared to almost 1,000 in 2008. He clearly expressed his view on where the city stands in terms of safety.
The city of Decatur is a safe place to live. This city is safer under my administration than it has been at any time in the past 2 decades.
One item mentioned several times through the review was Pinion's lack of communication.
Chief Pinion also mentioned that he's not a public speaker. I'm sorry, you're chief. That's part of your job description. You're supposed to be informing the people about what's going on.
Nicholas Perkins is the brother of Steve Perkins, who was shot and killed by former Decatur police officer Mac Marquette.
Steve Perkins will always be known as the man who changed Decatur.
In terms of lack of communication, the review says, quote, this reluctance and ultimately avoidance to provide information to the public led to added mistrust of the Decatur Police Department.
From the day that Steve was deceased up until now, there hasn't been accurate communication.
And Pinion acknowledged the lack as well.
I think the guys understand that when I first started, there was a lot of communication, and like I said, I understand where I've lacked in some of that. But I know where I've lacked and where we've already working to do things much better.
Some recommendations for DPD include rebuilding trust between officers and citizens, training on what is versus what isn't a lawful command, and additional training on reviewing disorderly conduct charges.
We're going to look at these and continue to improve on those and implement. I think I said that in the statement. We're going to implement several of these recommendations.
But Perkins is calling for a change in leadership.
It seems that our current leadership has failed us completely. So I think the only way to rectify this situation is to remove it. You know, start fresh, start with something new.
After the meeting, I met with several members of the social justice group Standing in Power. They say they're not commenting on the review at this time as they're still reviewing the document, but they're planning to hold a press conference of their own, likely next Monday. From Decatur, Gabe Glassman, Fox 54 News.